So how's everybody doing out there? This is Pete. We're over at Southwest Rod and Custom today. Yesterday we were at DIY Auto School tearing down my Volkswagen engine. Let's go out there and look at that real quick, and then we'll get back to the story. Of course, today is Christmas, to let everybody know. Before we start our little venture on our Christmas story today, 2024 Christmas story, let's go ahead and see what my friend Pete did yesterday on Christmas Eve. So you can see behind the table full of Volkswagen parts. Here's our heads right here. We got our cooling tin right here. And then, of course, here's our money pit Baja that I have extremely put way too much money into this car and led me into tearing the engine down. Here's all our carburetors and everything else that goes with it. But it has led me to tear the engine down and completely dismantle it to find out why this thing is an oil leaker. Well, we found out what the problem was, and the problem is the pistons are completely worn out and shot. You can see the oil saturated piston here. When I took the heads off, the number 1 and the number 2, number 1 and number 2 piston were full of oil. This was the malfunction on our high performance 1957 cc stroker engine. Pistons, cylinders bad, 90.5 pistons. And what it was doing is blowing out the rear main seal. I replaced that 3 times, blew out the seal 3 times, and oil was everywhere. So that's what I did yesterday on Christmas Eve, is tore my engine down, and we will now go ahead and proceed to get some brand new pistons for it, go ahead and put the engine back together and get it all in running order. So let's get back into the shop office and continue with our Merry Christmas 2024 video of Southwest Rod and Custom. Probably one of the best Christmases in 42 or 43 years that Southwest Rod and Custom's been in business. This is one of the best presents that you can ever get. Not the car, but what we're going to talk about right here. So now that we've updated the situation of what's going on over here at Southwest Rod and Custom, of course, we're doing a lot more work than that, but you know, sometimes you got to take time out for yourself to accomplish stuff in your life that you always wanted to accomplish. And believe me, getting the money pit done is a big eyesore in my life, that I have got to complete it and get it done. So that's one of the things on my list that has to be done. But something that was on somebody else's list for over 20 years finally got done and became a reality. What we got here is a 62 Nova. This is a 1962 Nova, and it's a hardtop car. You can see that right there. The car is very clean, I'm not gonna lie. The girl that owns this car is a girl that lives right here, and she's a local right here in town. Her dad purchased this car, and they restored it for her when she was in high school. This was her high school car that she took to school, drove to school with. And her dad and her brother worked on it and restored it into this canary yellow paint job. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at the interior. The interior is really nice. It's got the bucket seats in it. No center console. There's no center console in this car. It's a 3-on-the-tree shifter that was converted into an automatic. Or actually, I think this was a Power Glide. Yeah, this is a 2-speed Power Glide shifter, and they put a 350 transmission in it, so it's got a turbo 350 in it now. But you can see the interior on this car is pretty much immaculate. It's in really, really good shape. The package tray in the back is going to need replaced for sure. The rubber in the car is old and deteriorated. It's going to need replaced. I believe the car has been sitting for a very long time. I don't know how long, but it has been sitting for a while. The car doesn't run. You can start it up and move it around, but that's basically it. The bottom of the car has mild surface rust. I wouldn't say that it's extreme, but it could use a coat of Pore 15 to help protect it, definitely for sure. And the vehicle still has the original 1-leaf spring rear suspension, which I'm sure is completely shot. It does have air shocks on it. I don't know if we're going to be able to see those up in there. You can see right there. Probably put in the 80s at some time. I was over here looking at the gas tank. We are going to replace the gas tank. I'm sure it's rotted inside, full of gum and just nastiness. And I accidentally hit this air line that goes to, it's right here, and you can see it just breaks off. This is actually the air line for the air shocks. So it's going to need rear suspension components to get it right. As we come up into the drivetrain, it's got a 350 Chevy engine, HEI ignition distributor. The car does not run good. You can see how nasty the filter is right here. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to give this a major tune-up, and hopefully this thing's going to run. That's our main objective right now, is to do the mechanic work on it and get it running where we'll be able to start it up and drive it. Now I want everybody to look at the X's, and what the X's of the tape represent is dents that need to be repaired, or it might be where there's already Bondo in the vehicle. I went ahead and took my magnet detector to find the highs and lows and where the Bondo was, and all the X's are situations that says Bondo is present in that area. 1962 Chevy Nova, but we got to get started on this thing, get it done. So we're going to go ahead and bust out the mechanic work that we need to do so we can get that done. Well, we just happened to get done with the car one day before Christmas Eve. What we're looking at here is a 1962 Chevy Nova. This is a car that we just got done semi-restoring. We didn't restore this like a top-notch show car because the owners did not ask for that. So the situation on this car is the owner didn't want to do a top-notch restoration. They wanted to get it running, a beautiful paint job, and just redo bodywork. We didn't strip it down to bare metal. We didn't do all the bodywork over. I just randomly went around and did the bodywork that it needed. And we did a bunch of mechanical work to get it running. You see the screwdriver in my hand. I got to readjust the carburetor. But this car still needs a lot of mechanic work to really get it going. So we've had this car for approximately 4 months, and we completely dismantled the car, painted it inside and out. Come on over here, let's get a look at the interior. Came out really, really nice. This is basically what you call a refresh restoration. That means that it's not a trailer queen. It's not a number 10 show car, but it is a car that's been revamped and restored to the liking of the owner. So I was telling you that we did a lot of mechanic work. We also went ahead and freshened up the engine compartment, as you can see. And I'm getting ready to adjust the carburetor. The carburetor's idling too high. But we went ahead and completely detailed out the engine compartment. We did some major mechanic work to it. And it's just an overall beautiful restoration of this style. There's really nothing else I can say about this car. It was a nice job. It came out beautiful. I love the color. The color of this car really pops in the sun. If you go over there on that side, I'm sure the sun's hitting it. You can kind of get the idea of it. Do you see that? So it's just a really beautiful car, and there's really not much to say about it. It's a popular car. It's a 1962 Nova. What's rare about this car is these right here. Probably you'll never find another set of those, and when you do find those, they're very, very expensive. A lot of the stuff on this car is what do we say, the original, like all this chrome trim, door handles and such. And it's just a car that says, wow, you know, look at that. It's a head turner car, and it's a car that the owner will enjoy and hopefully pick up today, because we need to get this out. We got other jobs to do, and I'd like to see it go. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete. I got to adjust the carburetor, and there's a few places I got to touch the paint up on, but other than that, it just turned out beautiful. And I hope the owner really, really loves it and enjoys the memories that she'll have from her high school days driving it to high school for the 4 years that she went to high school. We made a situation that the owner's husband would have the car picked up the day before Christmas Eve. And then at the Christmas Eve dinner party, they would present the car to her as a surprise. So he actually videotaped her getting the car, and he sent me this video of the vehicle. So 42 years in business, I'm kind of speechless here, and you know, it's really shocking, because 42, 43, 44, however long I've been in business, I got to say that as far as Christmases go, this is probably the best Christmas present that myself and I, being a shop owner, a hard-working individual, works 7 days a week and holidays. I'll be working today. Somebody like me that works this hard and strives to do the best he can do, and is an honest person, and just goes above and beyond to the best of his knowledge. Something like this would be the best present that you will ever get, as far as you will ever be in business. So this is the video that the owner's husband sent me. Of course, she didn't realize or know anything about it. She knew it was getting restored, but she didn't know what it was looking like, what it looked like, how far the process was, what we were doing to it. She didn't know anything about that. So it was a big, giant surprise for her when it was all done. And here's the video right here. Let's go ahead and look at that. I'm rambling on.
When you get your high school car back from Southwest Rod and Customs.
Oh my gosh! What? Oh my gosh!
Did she know this was going to happen?
No.
Oh my gosh. I can't breathe. Come on. You full on swim in freaking rayon. I'm gonna cry. Come on. Tara.
Yeah.
I thought you felt like a snake or something.
Look a little different?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, look at this.
Oh my gosh.
I thought somebody had gotten bit.
Oh no. Oh my gosh.
That's amazing.
Oh my
I
god.
love the color you picked.
Danny, is
Oh, it's perfect. It's so pretty.
Oh, I'm happy for you, sis.
Oh my gosh.
I thought you saw a snake or something. I heard you like,
So, there you go. I don't know what I can say. I mean, I worked really hard to do the job that I did to that vehicle, and you know, I work hard on all the cars that come through my shop, whether it's a minor fender bender or it's a total restoration. The thing about my shop is I'm the only employee here besides my wife, Minnie, and I really take pride in what I do. I holler and cuss, I get mad, I scream, I get pissed off, I'm frustrated, I'm upset. I don't ever have time for myself, but in the end, it all pays off, and I sleep good at night because my conscience is clear. We do want to always keep into the back of our mind, possibly the front of our mind, that the main meaning of Christmas is about Jesus Christ, the birth of Jesus. Always remember that the gifts that you get, the material items that come your way on a day of special remembrance is always second, not first. Jesus Christ is first. Today is a celebration of his birth, and we should always remember that and pray to God and thank him for everything we have. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, enjoying Christmas 2024 and loving the present that I received yesterday. Take it easy. So what's going on here is her husband told her, hey, look outside the window there. And she noticed that her car was just pulling up in the driveway. And then her brother, look at her brother, tries to get out of the car as fast as he can. She almost ran him over like a freight train. But she's so excited about this. This was her high school car. She drove for 4 years in high school. It was her very first car she ever had. Her and her dad restored the car. It was yellow, painted it yellow for her. She wanted it yellow, that's what they did. And now, of course, my friend Pete restored the car to the color she wanted. Speechless. She's speechless. And of course, the rest of the family is shocked and amazed by the transformation of the vehicle that was sitting in the front yard, that front yard right there, for 25 years. Sat in that front yard for over 20 years. Everybody would come over to that house right there and they'd look at that yellow car sitting there. And there you go. So, wow, what a exciting situation.